See, I was smart this time, where I set everything up and then I made hot chocolate, and then everything's just going peachy keen so far. So this is good. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So earlier today, I decided to post a poll on Twitter asking you what you wanted to hear today. Here's a poll, and here's the result. Now, obviously, a lot of people want to hear story time. Since it is February, though, and we're still going on with a love theme, I've decided to tell you guys about my worst date. It was terrible. To keep everything anonymous, I make sure that everyone who was on this date, or knew about this date, or what have you, is, good and Gucci. I'm just going to use very basic they, them, all that type of jazz pronouns, so you don't really know anything other than the actual story. Because I don't like calling people out on the internet unless they vote for Trump, but that's a different thing. My worst date ever currently. Now, I've been on a few dates. I'm not a serial dater. I don't go on dates very often. I'm very picky about who I go on a date with. So, when I say that I should have listened to my gut feeling and not went on a date with this person, then I really should have gone with my gut. The scene is junior year of college. I meet this person in the school of music that I attended. By this time, I was already an English major, but I still lived in the school of music way past my time of actually completing all degree requirements for my music minor. So I'm just chilling and we're talking and they seem nice. I enjoy their presence at first type of deal. And so we swap phone numbers, and then I'm just casually talking to them. I don't really have any romantic feelings for them whatsoever. They're really not my type in that sense, but then again, a lot of times I have found that it does take some time for me to get used to a person into, liking them in a certain way. There's only been a few times where it's been, boom, like ya on the very first shot, and those usually tend to be the most heartbreak. So we start texting. It's very casual text, whatever. 5 days in, I start noticing a pattern to these texts where if and this really should have been the red warning. Like, there should be a banner over my life that says red alert, maybe like in this video. Hopefully I did that. I don't know. Future Alan, make this come true. Where if I went and took a shower and didn't text back for like 15 minutes, this person would get upset. This person would get very, very upset. So now from my experience, this wasn't someone who had anxiety of talking to someone and thought that I was ignoring them. This is someone who wanted control in a situation and realized that I wasn't giving them that attention and control because I was butt naked in water cleaning myself. I was taking a shower. This would have been the prime moment for me to say, no, Alan, let's not do this situation, but I do because I like to be nice. Sometimes you can be too nice to a fault. And that is one thing I totally learned in this. You can be too nice to a fault where you don't actually let someone down. And that is something I still need to learn now. So we decided to go on our first date. And by first date, I mean our first lunch date. And by first lunch date, I mean we went to the Chick-Fil-A right next to the School of Music on ECU's campus. Because that's what everyone does. It is kind of packed, not really. They're giving me this uh-oh feeling. I'm literally dominating the entire conversation, not because I want to, but because if I wasn't talking, there'd be nothing. And I was like, oh, maybe they're shy. I can be okay with that, but the characteristic has not been present in them so far. I was confused. I was uncomfortable. I thought did I smell, even though I took a shower that day? Did I look bad, even though I was looking on fleek? Oh, I said on fleek. But no, this was a terrible, terrible date because there was no connection happening. There was nothing to it. Now, I didn't really know how to get out of the situation, but I did the best thing for me, and that was text a friend. If you are ever in trouble, you text a friend and they will get you out of it. I texted my friend under the table, SOS, please come get me, to which they just so happened to ring me on the telephone and make up a false story for me. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the best friends the ones that will create a fake conversation so you can get out of a bad date. I've done that for another person before. My friends and I have crafted stories to help one another out. It is golden. You found someone good in those situations. But again, I digress. So I'm like, okay, I have to go. Bye. And this is where my passive aggressive nature gets really terrible. I block them. I just block them from my life entirely, but they pop up everywhere. To the point where I and my friend, we had a bad week. So we were like, let's have some drinks over at my place. So we get drunk. And we decide to watch The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And one of my roommates decided to invite said person I went on a date with over to my apartment when I am drunk. I actually was terrified. It was the date from hell is now in my apartment. They now know where I live. And then I had to get rid of that roommate. Yeah, I don't talk to them either. That was a bad friend. The worst part of this is that after a time when I kept having them in my life for whatever reason, I would always tell them, hey, no, just no. They would ask me out on another date. I'd be like, no. They would ask for conversations. I say, no. I don't think they actually understand what no means. Ah, jeez, I just really love this hot chocolate. Now, a bunch of you are thinking, Alan, that was a terrible worst date ever story, but I'm trying to let you guys know is that I was so uncomfortable with everything. The fact that we went to Chick-Fil-A for a lunch date, the fact that they were completely controlling in so many ways, the fact that then I had to... I have never pulled out so many conversation starters out of my ass before, but there I was. There I did it. Here I am. And then they're the bus driver for my bus route my senior year. So I saw them all the time. But that's enough of that. What is the best or worst date you have ever been on? Leave it in the comments down below. Tell me some juicy story. I will be continually drinking this hot chocolate as I read your juicy stories. If you want to check out my last video, it is here. I talked about my first time ever being in love. And I asked you guys the question, if you could ever describe love in one word, what would it be? I'm still looking for answers for that, for a project that I should be starting now. So hopefully you guys will leave that in the comments down below too. And I'm Alan. This is what Alan says. By the way, we hit 500 subscribers, so high five for us. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.